You know it's that time again. Another day for another win. We ain't never gonna relent. We going hard, never giving in. Hey yo, it's time for another one. Yeah, we on another run. We ain't never leaving. The competition we don't see. This is when it's season. This is when it's season. Either you with us or you against us. You know it's that time again. Another day for another win. We ain't never gonna relent. We going hard, never giving in. Hey yo, it's time for another one. Yeah, we on another run. We ain't never leaving. The competition we don't see. This is when it's season. This is when it's season. This is when it's season.
Welcome in live here to Uncaged at Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm Dylan Rivera. Alongside me is the head coach of the Broken Arrow cross country team, Mr. Aaron Partridge. Let's give him a round of applause. We have the cross country team here in the house tonight, and we thank you for tuning in here live on ArrowVision or here in person at Buffalo Wild Wings. Coach, my first thing that I want to start with, I normally do this with the coaches when they come up here, is I want to know about your background in cross country. What got you started, and how did you end up where you are here today?
Yeah, so I went to school here at Broken Arrow, class of 2008. I mostly did football and track, but my senior year I did a little bit of cross country just to kind of get the experience, get some extra conditioning in, because I knew I wanted to run track in college, and I felt like that was going to help set me up for the best track season that I could have as a senior. So it was tough. There's a lot of races where I ended up having to walk a little bit, and my goal at the end of the season was to try and get through it without having to stop and walk and just run the whole thing, and thankfully I was able to do that. And it really helped my quarter mile time. I think just having the strength that you get from running all those miles and going through that really helped set me up for some solid times my senior year. And then I went and ran track at Oklahoma Baptist. Had a good time there for 4 years, and then afterwards started coaching at Shawnee. And again, I was coaching football and coaching track whenever I was there at first, and then the cross-country position opened up, and I thought, hey, this is something that I'm passionate about. I train distance runners along with hurdles, high jump, all different events, and I want to help make this team the best they can be. So I ended up coaching there for a few years before coming over here to Broken Arrow, and I've moved up from the assistant position my first 4 years, and then now this is year 3 for me.
So talk to me about the decision to become a coach. Was that something that you always knew you wanted to do, or did it just one day stumble upon it?
Well, so growing up, I was thinking, I loved the movie Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to be a sports agent. But I love the state of Oklahoma, and I love living here. And back whenever I was in high school, we didn't have any professional sports teams. So it was one of those things where I had to make that choice of, do I move so I can be a sports agent, or do I stay in state and just kind of find something else related to sports that I'm passionate about? Because sports was kind of just, like I said, my main motivation growing up. I wanted to get good grades so I could go and participate in sports, So coaching was kind of my next thing, and I felt like as far as coaching and teaching, I've always been pretty good at relaying information and trying to get stuff across to students and athletes in a way that hopefully is something that they can digest and understand, because I felt like growing up that was something that I struggled with in school, was getting information from my teachers or coaches and how to interpret that. So that's one thing that I really felt like becoming a coach and becoming a teacher, I could do pretty well and hopefully set these kids up for some success.
You talked about when you were a runner here at Broken Arrow and the cross-country experiences you had there, and obviously they probably weren't your favorite memories is walking on the course, but do you feel like those experiences lend you some expertise and some wisdom to pass on to your runners as a coach.
Yeah, for sure. I think, it's one thing if I was coaching college athletes that are doing it at the highest level, but we have kids of all different levels of ability. So that's what I really think is good from my perspective, is I've been at that bottom of the totem pole where it's like my first 5K ever, and I've had those issues with side stitches and cramps, as far as like leg cramps and things like that, having to walk through, and just what it takes to overcome that, not just physically what you can do differently, but also on the mental side of it, because like I said, we have kids that vary from all-staters, record breakers, to kids that are literally out here just to have a healthy option of something to do, something where they can hang out with their friends at the same time. So getting on their level as far as what their motivations are and trying to relate to them in that way, I think has kind of helped. And that's something that recently I've kind of thought about is, hey, not everybody's here to be a state champion. Not everybody's here to go do this at the next level in college. So what can I do on my end to help try and make this experience better for them, so that by the time that they graduate, they're happy that they did this and we're a part of this team. Absolutely.
Well, I think you're doing a great job. And this week is a big week for you. You've got regionals coming up on Saturday. That's at O'Brien Park, you told me.
Right.
I say it's coming up. That's dependent upon weather as well.
Yeah.
That's something that I've learned through conversations here today, is a big factor in how you might run. So if that rain starts coming down and you have to run through the rain, how do you think that might affect the runners?
Yeah, I think it's interesting because distance runners are kind of a little crazy already. So some of them may, the rain starts coming down and they go crazy. They love it.
Yeah.
And then there may be others that it kind of starts hitting them that, oh, this is just another thing that I have to deal with. So, we'll kind of see what our team's like in that scenario. We have practiced a lot whenever it does rain, which probably they're not too happy with me for that, but I tell them, hey, we train this way so that we can go and compete in this type of stuff. Because, again, if there's not lightning, there's no rules saying that they have to shut down the race. So we need to be prepared for those types of circumstances.
And you said right now your team is practicing really well. They're hitting their stride, it feels like, for you. So hitting their stride at the right time. So where's your confidence level at with this team as they head into regionals?
Right. I'm feeling really confident. I think the past 2 days, obviously, we've had great weather out, 70 degrees both days. And we've really been able to get 2 really quality workouts in, which was something that was kind of going back and forth with, with how big this week is for our team. Is, how much do you push them the week of a big competition? Because you want them to feel prepared and confident, rather than, oh, I'm gassed out because we just had these really tough workouts. So it's trying to balance that of what is the right workout to where they come out of that feeling good and feeling confident.
Yeah, and overall your team, as you mentioned, you've got kids from all different walks of life and kids at different skill levels. You've got some kids on both sides that have some real talent, both the boys and girls side, that is. But let's start with the boys side. I mean, you've got a real opportunity for your team to make state on that side of the coin, and an exciting time for this team because you've got a couple of seniors, but you've also got a young team, right?
Yeah, we really do. We have some great seniors that have been with us, since freshman year and even middle school in some cases. And it's awesome to see them kind of come into their own, because with running, it's one of those things that you may be one of the guys straight at your freshman year, and then you may be a guy that kind of comes on a little bit later. And we've seen that with both of our seniors. One of them was good in middle school and was dominating, and he kind of stayed at that level where he's always kind of been up at the top. He was the returning conference champion. Then we have another guy that really up until last year, he was just kind of in the middle of the pack, not really doing a whole lot. And then this year he came out and won our home meet, and has really stepped up as being a senior leader. So really excited for that. But also at the same time, like you mentioned, we have, our number 3 3 runner is a junior, and he's been right there mixing it up with those top 2 guys. On any given day, any one of those 3 could be our top guy. So that's really exciting. We have a couple new guys that will be running for us this weekend. This is our first year being out running cross country on a team at this level. So that's exciting to see them continuing to excel throughout the year, as well as some other returners that, again, just like you said, really excited for not just what we do these next 2 weeks, but in the following years.
Let's take it over to the girls' side. Same sort of situation as you got a couple of players runners up at the top that are really strong, and then you've got some younger pieces that are trying to find their way through it. So you go into regionals with this girls' squad. What are you thinking?
I'm pretty excited for it. We do have, our lone senior girl, which you'll speak to here in a little bit, that has just been the epitome of hard work and showing up every day, doing what is being asked with no questions about it, just having a great attitude, and very excited for her to not just get to have this opportunity to kind of have a good wrap up to her season, whether it's this week or next week if she qualifies, but the leadership that she's shown with taking some of these younger kids and pulling them through the training over the course of the season has been really awesome to see, because that's the thing. Every year you look at it and it's, well, our leaders just graduated, who's going to step up, So hopefully she's been having those conversations with those athletes about, hey, right now it's me, but next year it's you. And I think that's something, like I said, to really look forward to. We have some really good juniors this year, good sophomores, and then even some freshmen. We'll have a freshman running with us at regionals this weekend. So,
well, and with that, and you mentioned it just a little bit there in your answer, is there's still some excitement that even if the team doesn't make it as a whole, individual runners can make state. So you have some runners that maybe are at the top of the team and maybe things just don't go your way come regionals, but you can still see them push for a state title.
Right.
Is that something that excites you as a head coach, that you still get to see that opportunity for kids to find success?
Yeah. We've had that happen. Cross country is one of the tougher sports to maintain consistent success. I would say really in the state of Oklahoma, there's probably only 6 or 7 teams that I think consistently can say that they are expecting to make state every single year. And that's kind of the goal for every program in Oklahoma is, hey, we want to have that team that we go into it saying we're making it. But for those teams that don't, it's really easy to have a year where you're a little bit down. And I think in Oklahoma, distance running has just taken off so much that it's so much more competitive that it's one of those things where if you don't make it, it's not the end of the world, because like you said, you can still qualify individually, and those people that made it, we've had teams that didn't qualify, but then we've had individuals make it and then go win a state title. So all you can ask for is your athletes to go out there and give it everything they got, and then if that earns them another week, that's great. If not, hey, at least we can say that we went out there and laid it all out there.
I like having these conversations about postseason cross country, but I also want to get down to the simple things. So maybe for somebody who's never been out to a cross country practice, and that may be me, but explain what a cross country practice looks like.
Well, so, it's a lot of running, obviously, a lot of miles, but it starts in the summertime. We do a lot of base mileage then where, there's no clock, no stopwatch, timing people. It's just, hey, let's go out, let's have fun. Running at conversational pace, just kind of talking to each other, maybe catching up on what they've been up to this summer. And then after that, we always follow it up with some weights. So I think that's something that's really important for any athlete, but obviously runners to have strong bodies, because running injuries are so prevalent with the more and more miles you put on. You're running on hard surfaces most of the time, or even uneven surfaces, so that strengthening your body up really just helps prevent a lot of those injuries, as well as working through that base mileage. So we start that in the summertime, and then as we get into the school season, that's where we'll mix in some workouts, some different types of things, whether it's tempos, fartleks, intervals where you're running a certain distance over and over again, ladder workouts. There's all different kinds of things, but a lot of it just boils down to we're out there running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How have you seen your team improve from those first practices in the summer to where they're at now?
I mean, it's hard to quantify because really when we start, it's so hot out.
Yeah.
You know, you just can't get a whole lot of good, solid work in. So you have to do a lot in the morning and be creative with how you do your workouts and when you're doing them. But I think that's something that over the course of the season, you know, we have these little time trials. If we don't have a race that week, we may go out on the track and run something. And just seeing kind of how they've progressed there as well as on cross-country courses, it's something where we get really excited about. We had a tempo today where one of our kids was really excited afterwards because she said that was the fastest 2 miles she'd ever ran. And I said, well, I don't know if that means you ran it at a tempo, but we'll take it. You know, any sort of win. We always celebrate those, whether it's a time trial or an actual race. If it's the best performance that they've ever had, then we're going to celebrate it all the same.
Absolutely. Well, this is normally where I would wrap it up, but I also have these fun questions that I ask the athletes, and you're a very stoic guy, so I want to see how you answer some fun questions.
Okay.
What's your favorite TV show?
Man, TV show. Probably Community.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah.
Favorite movie?
Ooh. You know, I would probably have to say Old School.
That's a good one, too. I like that answer. All right. Favorite musical artist?
He's a little crazy, but I'm going to have to go with Kanye West.
All right. Where's your dream vacation spot?
You know, honestly, for me, I am totally fine just going, hanging out at a lake, putting a fishing pole in the lake and just hanging out. So I would probably say something like that, just any lake, really.
Last one is you can spend the day with anyone, dead or alive. Who would it be?
That's interesting. I'd probably say my brother.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, being a grown-up, we both have our own separate lives. We're always doing stuff. But, you know, we catch up on the vacations or holidays, things like that. Mm-hmm. So I think just anytime I get to have a chance to sit with him and catch up with him, you know, it's always a good time. So I don't have to be hanging out with anybody famous or anybody super important. Just, you know, just hanging out with somebody like that's totally, you know, make my day. So
that's a wholesome, humble answer, and I like it. That's Coach Partridge for you. All right, hey, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk to two of the boys from the cross-country team and also be joined by our Executive Athletic Director, Dr. Dustin Smith. So don't go anywhere.
Hey Tigers, get the only card that donates to Broken Arrow Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $360,000 so far. Support the Tigers with your card today.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Oh, I got my order wrong.
This is me, Jessica. And this is
Jessica?
not my coffee. And my friend said, oh wait, Quick Trip. And she said, you don't have to tell me your name. Please, serve yourself. And I was all, oh, then this happened.
Yeah, someone stole my drink.
That's how I learned Quick Trip has lattes on tap. And I will never have to tell a barista my name again. Quick Trip, raise your coffee bar.
Hey Tigers, I'm City Manager Michael Spurgeon. The city is preparing for the next general obligation bond election in April of 2026. Just like the improvements to Albany Street in front of the high school, bonds help pay for upgrades to public infrastructure like streets and intersections, public safety services, park improvements, and more here in our great community. To find out more about the bond process, visit the city website. Thank you for helping us build our future. Broken Arrow, enjoy the rest of the game.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
All in all, there's not a better place to work.
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
It's very fulfilling.
The work that we do is hard. The work that we do changes people's lives.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job. It's a calling.
Welcome back live to Buffalo Wild Wings. It's the Uncaged podcast. I'm Dylan Rivera. Alongside me are a couple of the girls cross-country runners. If you heard me before the commercial break, I pulled a fast one on you. It's the girls that are coming up here. It is Danica Noah Calvert here sitting next to me, and then Jessica Klingenberg is over there in between Dr. Dustin Smith and Danica. And we'll start with the fun questions because I always feel like it's fun to get the personality out of you first, and you're already smiling, so that's a good start. The first question is just your favorite TV show. We'll start with Jessica.
My favorite TV show is probably Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy.
That's still on?
That's a good pick. Yeah, I think so. Is it? Is it still a thing?
Still on?
Are they coming out with new episodes still? Is that still? Okay, I hear a yes. So yeah. That's like what?
Tells me how old I am.
Yeah.
I remember when it first came out.
Danica?
I think mine would be The Chosen.
Okay.
Good,
I've not seen
good
that
series.
one. Have you seen? Oh,
Yeah.
oh
Really
wait, I have
good.
seen that one.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
great
I have seen
series.
that one. Okay, favorite movie?
Probably Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games. Okay.
Probably Harry Potter.
Have you read The Hunger Games?
No.
Have you read Harry Potter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. I did this with one of the other teams. I asked them their favorite book, and they were like, "We don't read," and so it didn't work. And then I asked them their favorite movie, and they were both books.
Who's your favorite character on Hunger Games?
I don't know.
Haymitch?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Favorite musical artist? Jessica.
Zach Bryan.
Zach Bryan. Okay.
I would have to agree, Zach Bryan.
Zach Bryan. Okay. Okie love. I like that. Your dream vacation spot?
Hawaii.
Hawaii. I just went there. It's a pretty good spot. Dream vacation spot.
I don't know. Maybe my bedroom.
Well, Coach Partridge says the lake, so I guess you can keep it in the house. You could spend the day with anyone, dead or alive. Who would it be?
Probably my sister.
I like the wholesome answers. Yeah. What's your name?
Probably my boyfriend.
Oh wow, the boyfriend. Oof. Does mom and dad know about the boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay, they know. Okay. I didn't want them to find out on Uncaged. That would have been like Maury or something like that over here instead of the Uncaged.
We don't need that.
All right. Well, let's get into the cross country stuff now. Jessica, I'll ask you first just about the upcoming regionals that you guys are getting ready to run in. How excited are you when it gets to be postseason cross country? Do you look forward to these moments?
Yeah, I'm really excited for regionals. This team is just really fun, and we're like a second family. So.
And you being a senior, this your final time to run, does that put any sort of nerves on you? Does that make you sad? How are you feeling?
No, I'm just having fun. It's the last season, so just trying to have as much fun as possible.
Just trying to take it all in and enjoy it. I get it. Okay. Danica, I'll ask you because I talked to Coach Partridge about the rain, and if it rains, how does that affect the runners? For you, are you a runner that likes to run in the rain? Makes it a little bit cooler for you?
Yes, I usually run faster in the rain too.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
See, I had asked him if it was like racing. I was like, because like in a race car, if it's a wet track, they go slower. I didn't know if that was similar in cross country or if that doesn't have an effect.
It mainly depends on the person.
Okay. Let me ask you this. If there's a rain delay, if you guys get pushed back a little bit.
Be a lightning delay,
not
a rain delay.
Correct. That's the official terminology from our director of athletics. Let's say you have to go jump back on the bus and hang out for a little while before you get back out there. From a mentality standpoint, how does that affect you?
Well, like, obviously you're trying to prepare for the nerves, so then it, like, sets you back more. So then now you're more nervous for when you get on the starting line because you had more time to think about it and be like, oh, crap. like we've had a lightning delay, and what if it delays the race? What if I'm in the middle of it? Is it going to get canceled? So it just brings on more nerves.
And that's one thing with cross country I feel like is sort of underrated, is how much mental there is to the run, right? And so maybe I'll ask you, Jessica, since you are a senior and you've been doing this for a while, is just how do you try to block out the noise and just stay mentally focused on the task at hand?
I think I just remember that it's a fun sport and we just all are running together, and so really prioritizing having fun and just like keeping positive is for sure helpful.
Danica, what are you thinking about when you're running? Is there something in particular you have going through your mind?
Sometimes it depends on the day. Most of the time I'll have like a song stuck in my head, or I'll be thinking about the side stitch, or being like, oh gosh, I just really want this to be over.
Well, you have a lot of time to think, so that's why I was curious. But see, I feel like I'm competitive enough that if somebody was right in front of me, that I'd just be going, I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him right now. You know, that'd be my kind of thought process. I don't know what you would be thinking, Dr. Smith. But
I don't know that I would be thinking, other than I'd want it to be over with. But my question to you is, what's your favorite part of the race? Is it the starting line and getting ready to start? Is it the middle of the race, or is it the finish? Then you got to have your kick there.
I like the start the best. I just have always started the races good. I don't end them well though. So.
Danica, what about you?
For me, I hate the start. But I think the long stretch, like before the finish line, is my favorite, because then it's like when the adrenaline kicks in again, and I'm like, oh gosh, I'm about to finish. So I just sprint.
When you're out there on the course, you're running alongside your teammates as well. I'm curious, since it is still a team sport at the end of the day, how much are you all seeing each other, running with each other, talking to each other, or is it just like you're in the zone and you don't think about it and you might run right by your teammate and not even know it? Danica?
I usually try to keep up, but most of them were faster than me. So I'll try and keep them within my eyesight. And if we do run next to each other, we generally tell each other, good job, or you're doing great, before we pass each other.
Just a little bit more breathy than that, right? Jessica, is that kind of the same thing for you?
Yeah, I would say a lot of us have similar times, and so it's actually really helpful to pace off of each other. So, yeah.
So cross country is a very disciplined sport. You've got to be disciplined to go out and run over and over and over again, and enjoy doing that. What's the pre-race routine for you? Is there music you play? Is there just, you got to have quiet time? You've got to be just separated from everybody else? What's a pre-race routine for each one of you?
I would say, like, on the bus, I just listen to music, but, like, warming up, just talking to teammates.
No headphones? No music? You're just out there talking?
Yeah.
What about you?
I generally like to listen to worship music and like talk and chat with some of the teammates, and just kind of like get my nerves to calm down and think about it. It's really not that bad.
I think anytime you get this close to the end of the season and you still got a little bit that you're running for, a lot that you're running for really, it can spark some extra nerves or some extra excitement, but you got to try to channel those nerves, right, and that excitement, and use it in a positive way. But what I'm curious to know is as you're going through the season, are you thinking about trying to punch your ticket to state, or is it something that's kind of just like, when we get there, we'll cross that bridge, Danica?
For me, it's like something where we get there, we'll cross that bridge. I don't generally think about it. I just think about the next race and take it a race at a time.
Yeah. Jessica, take me through kind of the season of work you guys have had. So we're already talking about postseason cross country and regionals and state, but you guys have had a lot of meets. You guys have run a lot of races. So talk to me just kind of a summary about how this season has gone for you.
Yeah, so we started in the summer. We had summer training almost like a few mornings a week, and then we started with our home meet, and that was really good just to start off. We started with a 1.5 miles, so instead of a 5K, which was also really nice, just not as much distance at first. And then right after that, honestly, just meet after meet, every weekend.
Yeah. Well, we thank you guys for coming up here and joining us on the set. I know you guys got some stuff to get to, so we'll let you get on your way. We have a couple of the boys from the cross-country team getting ready to join us. Yes, this time for real. It's the boys from the cross-country team joining us next here live on Uncaged.
Hey Tigers, get the only card that donates to Broken Arrow Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $360,000 so far. Support the Tigers with your card today.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Oh, I got my order wrong. This is me, Jessica. And this is
Jessica?
Not my coffee. And my friend said, oh wait, Quick Trip. And she said, you don't have to tell me your name. Please, serve yourself. And I was all, oh, then this happened.
Yeah, someone stole my drink.
That's how I learned Quick Trip has lattes on tap. And I will never have to tell a barista my name again. Quick Trip, raise your coffee bar.
Hey Tigers, I'm City Manager Michael Spurgeon. The city is preparing for the next general obligation bond election in April of 2026. Just like the improvements to Albany Street in front of the high school, bonds help pay for upgrades to public infrastructure like streets and intersections, public safety services, parks improvements, and more here in our great community. To find out more about the bond process, visit the city website. Thank you for helping us build our future. Broken Arrow, enjoy the rest of the game.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
All in all, there's not a better place to work.
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
It's very fulfilling.
The work that we do is hard. The work that we do changes people's lives.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job. It's a calling.
Uncaged at Buffalo Wild Wings. We've got the boys cross-country runners up here now. It's senior Julian Powers and junior Carson Strickland right there, and then Dr. Dustin Smith down on the end, and I'm Dylan Rivera. We thank you for tuning in, and I want to start with the fun questions, of course. I hope you guys have been thinking of your answers, but you know what? I'm going to pull a reverse card on you. I'm going to start from the bottom and move my way up. You can spend the day with anyone dead or alive. Who would it be? Julian.
Oh, no, I was hoping you picked Carson. Okay, hold on, I got to think about this. I would definitely...
Could be anybody. I mean, it's a long list of people.
It's a long list, I know.
A lot of people have been on this earth.
I can think about it for an hour. I'd probably say my grandma.
Yeah.
I always have like a lot of fond memories of her in my childhood, and I feel like that just really connects. Like all my childhood, all the greatest memories would connect with my grandmother.
I like it. Carson, what's your answer?
Either my grandma or my dad, or no, my brother.
Okay.
I used to always hang out with my grandma, like at her house and everything, and she used to be a really big part of my life.
Yeah.
I mean, she still is, but now that I'm older, I just don't hang out with her as much.
Sure.
And then I'm really close with my brother, even though he's like 5 years older than me. He's like 21, but we still have a really close bond.
Nice. Dream vacation spot. Where would you go, Julian?
I would.
Man, Julian is thinking these through. He's not going to answer wrong.
I'm going to give you a good answer.
The right answer.
I think I love cities a lot more than beaches, so I would probably say Japan.
Okay.
It's mostly like the biggest city I could think of. I've been to New York before, and that was really fun. I still think that's my greatest vacation.
Yeah.
So I think just a new, bigger city would be even great.
Okay. Carson, your dream vacation spot?
Gosh, I have no idea. I've been to the beach a lot, like St. Augustine, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really small and old town.
Yeah.
So I'd probably go there again.
Yeah.
Or like a big city.
Mm-hmm. I've been through there before, actually. A lot of history over there. Your favorite musical artist, Julian?
I would like to be performative here. I would say Frank Ocean.
Okay. Carson?
Probably Tyler, the Creator.
Okay. Favorite movie? What's your favorite movie?
Definitely Bullet Train. That's probably one of the funniest movies I've ever watched. I just stole Carson's answer. In fact, I'll talk to Carson for a sec. We were both watching Bullet Train at Pre-State. We go in a hotel there, and we were both watching that. We both put it on. It was the only person I ever found that also likes Bullet Train.
Is that the one with Brad Pitt? That, like,
yeah, the Brad Pitt with the bucket hat the whole time.
Yeah, okay. Favorite TV shows? How we'll finish things off, Julian?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Carson, you don't get the answer.
Well, I thought it was your answer.
It was my answer.
Yeah. Well, do you have another favorite movie then?
Not really. I just really like a bunch of stuff. There's not like a specific favorite.
Okay. So then, favorite TV show, Julian?
Yeah, just Neon Genesis. It's an anime. Yeah. I can't really tell you why I like it, but I do.
Okay. Carson?
Probably this show called Vinland Saga. Mm-hmm. It's really good.
I'm surprised when I asked favorite musical artist that you guys didn't answer your friend Gus out there as your favorite musical artist. I hear.
So he's up and coming right now. He doesn't have a label.
Yeah.
He is coming up though.
What does that tell you?
He's not official, is what?
Yeah. He's going to be with like the hard rock label right now.
Yeah. Okay. So when he makes it big, then he'll be your favorite.
Definitely, 100%. He'll be on all my Spotify.
There's your challenge, Gus. Now you got to make it big so they can really be fans of yours.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's get into the cross-country stuff now. We've had the fun stuff. Let's talk running. The regional meet coming up this weekend. Again, I keep saying coming up. If it rains, lightnings, who knows? But you got to be prepared. And I'm curious as to how you guys are getting prepared. So, Julian, what has this last week been like trying to prepare for Saturday's meet?
Yeah, some people may think it's even more difficult training, putting in more and more work. But really at this point, there's only 2 weeks left and 1 week till regionals and possibly state. You can't really get any better at this time. It's more about keeping fitness. So we're on a taper right now. We're doing less mileage. We're keeping the same intensity, so going 5K pace, but it won't be as much volume, so we're not as tired, so that we can really put in all that we can for our regional race and truly show our fitness. Since during the whole season, we're fatigued with weights and hard training, so at our races we may not do as good, but now since we're fully tapered, I think we can all show our full potential.
Well, I kind of like that you bring up the weights and stuff like that, because talking to Coach Partridge, he had talked about that being a big thing with cross country. So, Carson, my question to you is just how do you try to maybe take care of your body throughout the season and make sure you're eating the right things or doing the right things so that physically you're able to go out and run a good race?
I try not to eat a whole bunch of crap, especially if we're doing a race that week. Mm-hmm. After I'll have whatever for like that weekend, but I usually try and eat healthy. And then like I'll try and do all the recovery stuff like ice baths, stretch, roll out, all that stuff.
Yeah. I like Dr. Smith's question earlier, so I'm going to steal it. And do you have a favorite part of the race, whether that be before the race, during it, or afterward, Julian?
Hold on one second. Okay. I would definitely say the mid part. I usually don't get out as fast in races, so it's a lot more funner to pass people during it. Since a lot of people go out hard and then kind of fall back, I usually kind of a mid-packer, so I enjoy the middle part where I get to pass people instead of being in the back for most of the front end.
Carson, what's your strategy there? Do you try to get out of the gates faster, or are you kind of like a, you know what, I'll get there when I get there kind of person?
I try and get out fast, yeah. Even if you get out fast, you're still going to get stuck behind the pack. But I usually try and get out fast and hold on to it.
You guys have plenty of meets throughout the season. I'm just curious, from you all's point of view, how have you seen your team evolve from that first meet out at Broken Arrow here at Oneida Ridge to now you've got regionals this weekend? Have you seen the team take some steps in the right direction, Julian?
I've seen definitely, especially like new team members, they've started adopting race strategies. You know, usually, especially newcomers, they'll get better over time just with the training. They have a new stimulus, you know, they'll grow a lot. But even better is I'll see race strategies come up instead of just, okay, I'll run as hard as I can for as long as I can and hope for the best. Like, okay, I'll give myself 70% of all out here, and then, you know, I'll keep pushing harder from then on out. I think the race strategies make them better.
Is that something that just kind of comes with time and wisdom of running, you think, or how does that come to you?
Definitely, because, you know, everyone will have different strengths and weaknesses, you know, like especially if someone's better at the 800-meter event, you know, if they're really fast, and it may be better for them to get out faster to use that strength instead of maybe a distance person who's really distance-oriented. Getting out fast would take a lot of energy out of them.
You being a senior this year, has it been a little bit more of a leadership role that you've been in this year, or is that something that you kind of just try to do by example, or do you try to use your voice to be a leader? How do you go about that?
I would definitely say that I try to lead by example.
Yeah.
I do try to push other people to people who are better at talking with their friends to try to lead them and also into a good direction, so that we would kind of have multiple, like maybe mini leaders just around to help everyone. I think it makes everyone more easy to get them to listen.
Absolutely.
I want to go back to a clarification point. You said something several questions ago that I'm still trying to wrap my mind around. You said 5K pace. What is 5K pace for you?
On the track, it would be like a 5:09 a mile, like 5 minutes and 9 seconds a mile.
Yeah,
of course, it changes on the course. Like if we're running on like a big hill course or whatever, you know, it would slow down, but it's just the proper stimulus we need. You know, because a 5:09, you know, let's say just a 5 flat pace might feel like a
torture to me.
Yeah. It might feel a 5:10 pace on a track. You know, if we go on the cross country course and do that, we would be pushing a lot harder just to keep the same pace, since it's grass, the hills,
right.
You know.
Uneven surface, all that.
Exactly, yeah.
So a 5:09. Carson's the same for you? 5:09 pace?
I try.
Okay, I'm with you. I'd be right there too.
In speaking about the different courses and different terrains, what you're going to run on, Carson, have you been out to O'Brien Park before?
I should, yeah. I should.
Don't remember it though?
They all kind of blur together.
Julian?
Is that the Wassa Regionals?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there.
Okay, so talk to me about that course. What may be an advantage there? What may be something that you're going to look for this coming Saturday?
So it's definitely pretty flat. It's on a really nice golf course. The only thing that's kind of difficult is, at least when I first ran it, it felt longer than our typical races.
Yeah.
But it's real flat. There's not any crazy hills or anything. It does get tight pretty quickly, and it stays tight for pretty much the whole race. So you really got to get out or just try and maneuver through the pack without tripping and getting pushed out.
I feel like when I talked to Coach Partridge earlier this year, I want to say he was talking about running at OSU and in Stillwater. That he said it was a pretty difficult course. Do you feel like running in courses that really test you early on in the season can lend you some better experience for when it comes to regionals and state?
I think so, because you kind of learn what to do and what not to do. Like at OSU, the first mile is really pretty easy, and then you go into the really big hills, ups and downs. So you really got to strategize on that race. and it'll definitely get you stronger because of how hard the course is.
Is that the kind of run that you come back from sore on the bus ride?
Yeah,
a little bit.
Bad.
Yeah. Dr. Smith, I'll let you take over for a second.
Yeah, but my question to you is, we asked the girls, what's your pre-race routine? Is there something you do that you do without question every race? Something you listen to, something you just practice yourself, you just go off by yourself? What's your routine?
Definitely just no matter what, if I have like 2 minutes to warm up for a race, it's definitely just like ankle routines. I have a slight problem with like tendonitis, so no matter what, I'll do like 100 just foot circles. That's usually just all I'll do for that.
No music?
I don't know. Music doesn't really ever get me hyped. I'll listen to it like on the bus ride there, but even then, like I've tried to listen to music on my runs, and it just won't really get to me too much. I'm usually just kind of calm and relaxed during a run.
How about you?
Gosh. I listen to music, obviously bus ride there, and then while we warm up, I typically leave my phone at the tent and earbuds while we go to the start line and do our final stretches. Obviously, I try and eat before. Like, you want to have a little something. And then, like, the day before, I'll make sure I stretch and do an ice bath. And I find it helps, especially with like recovery if we have a hard week.
It's not like The Office where you eat like a whole chicken Alfredo pasta right before you run, right? It's something light, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
So let's kind of in that same vein, what's post-game meal? What if you're an ideal post-game or post-race meal, what would that be for you? You said earlier you like to go all out after you race, maybe for the weekend. What's that meal for you after a race?
I usually have a body armor with me at all the races. It's not ideal, but we usually stop at like McDonald's, especially if it's like an hour away.
You're supposed to say Buffalo Wild Wings, just so you know. This is a plug for Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, there you go.
Good
job. After state. Hey, we did go there after state. We had to make sure to support Buffalo Wild Wings. After state last year,
right.
We did go to Buffalo Wild Wings. It wasn't this one, but it was one.
Shout out Buffalo Wild Wings.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Please give us more money.
Last couple of things I'll ask you, and I want to get your opinion on this, Julian, is having a young team, some guys who are underclassmen that are coming up, working their way up. What's that like for you to see what maybe the future of Broken Arrow is going to look like as the team continues to move on?
Yeah, I love seeing new people come because there's always an infinite amount of potential. I mean, no matter what, I mean, every single person walking here, they could be, they could potentially be, one of the best. I mean, like if everyone did track, the world record in the mile would probably be a lot faster. Mm-hmm. So everyone just has an infinite amount of potential. And I think, no matter what, no matter if there's like a lot of seniors instead of underclassmen, everybody can always get better. And it's just, you never know. I mean, sometimes people won't be as good, for the whole year, and then their senior year they will spike up.
Yeah. Saying anyone almost inspires me to run, but the key word there is almost. Carson, I want to ask you about Coach Partridge and what he does for the team and his presence. And I know that he's a calming guy, probably. He's probably somebody that if you start to lose your head mentally, he's probably going to be the guy that brings you back down. What's it like to have him as the head coach of this team?
It's pretty nice because we've built a good friendship with him. Mm-hmm. I do like his coaching, and I know some people don't really get it. But if you have conversations with him, he'll explain it, and he's pretty nice about that. Like, he's not gonna just like disregard you or anything.
Sure.
But yeah, no, he's a nice guy, and he's pretty easy to talk to.
Yeah, easygoing, and that makes it easy to approach the coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
At least you don't have that kind of a worry. But hey, we're hoping for the best for you guys as you start to turn the corner into regionals, and hopefully you guys are able to run on Saturday and things don't get delayed. But best of luck in your regional run, and hopefully you guys are making state, and we can talk to you after state about a state championship. That's always the hope, right? All right, well, we appreciate you guys coming up here. We will wrap this thing up with Dr. Dustin Smith, where we'll put a bow on fall sports, as this is our last fall sports Uncaged show before we turn the corner into winter sports. So don't go anywhere as we break things down here in just a moment, live here on Uncaged.
Hey Tigers, get the only card that donates to Broken Arrow Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $360,000 so far. Support the Tigers with your card today.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Oh, I got my order wrong. This is me, Jessica. And this is
Jessica?
not my coffee. And my friend said, oh, wait, Quick Trip. And she said, you don't have to tell me your name. Please, serve yourself. And I was all, oh, then this happened.
Yeah, someone stole my drink.
That's how I learned Quick Trip has lattes on tap. And I will never have to tell a barista my name again. Quick Trip, raise your coffee bar.
Hey Tigers, I'm City Manager Michael Spurgeon. The city is preparing for the next general obligation bond election in April of 2026. Just like the improvements to Albany Street in front of the high school, bonds help pay for upgrades to public infrastructure like streets and intersections, public safety services, parks improvements, and more here in our great community. To find out more about the bond process, visit the city website. Thank you for helping us build our future. Broken Arrow, enjoy the rest of the game.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
All in all, there's not a better place to work.
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
It's very fulfilling.
The work that we do is hard. The work that we do changes people's lives.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job. It's a calling.
Live here to Uncaged at Buffalo Wild Wings. Dylan Rivera with the Executive Director of Athletics, Dr. Dustin Smith. And we're here to put a bow on fall sports is the way that I'm going to put this, because this is our final Uncaged show with a fall sport. We've had the volleyball team, the softball team, the football team, and now cross country come through here. And I think we should start with cross country. And Coach Partridge's crew and wrapping up their season regionals this weekend. And definitely an exciting time for the team this year to wrap things up and finish things off on a high note, hopefully. But at the same time, a lot of things to look forward to with a young team and a lot of talent coming up the line.
Yeah, anytime you compete in the postseason or for an opportunity to go further in the postseason, it's an exciting time, and our kids are going to represent BA well. No matter the conditions, we're trying to figure that out. You know, obviously, they can't run in the Lightning because of safety concerns. But if the track slows because of weather, because of mud, because of rain, whatever, just another obstacle for cross-country kids to overcome. And they're so well-versed in overcoming obstacles and the mental side of what running is and trying to compete against a clock, really. I mean, there's other runners that are running with them, but it's an exciting time. You think about what Coach Partridge said at the beginning of the year when they had those conversation runs early, just jogging and just trying to get to know one another. And now, a couple months later, and you're looking at the finish line, pun intended. I mean, they're there running for regionals, trying to have an opportunity for state. So it's an exciting time for kids, and I just love seeing kids compete. I love to see them run. I love to see them just give their all to their sport. It's fun, and it's a great way to represent BA.
Definitely. And speaking of representing BA, one of the fall sports is going to be doing that in a big way this weekend, and that's the volleyball team. they've made it through their regional, and they are now in the state tournament. The first match tomorrow morning, not tomorrow evening, but tomorrow morning, leaving the high school campus at 8 a.m. By the way, having a big volleyball team send-off at 8 a.m., so if you can get out there, definitely do so. But a great team, really exciting. I think they've gotten a side of the bracket that really lends itself to seeing them make a real run for a state championship, and Coach Bullen's crew is looking really solid this year.
Well, they've done the work in the regular season to get a good seeding in the state tournament.
Yeah.
So they're the 2 seed overall, going to play Piedmont, which is the 7 seed, and at this point you can throw seeds out the window, in my opinion. You just got to play 3 good matches, 3 good sets for them, and try to win in advance. And I got to talk to the girls today and told them, hey, your focus needs to be just tomorrow, and then we'll worry about Friday when Friday comes. But your focus needs to be tomorrow. And very senior-led team, and a team that's got a chance, as you mentioned, to make a run. Obviously, they got to take care of business tomorrow morning. 9:30 is not a typical time for a volleyball match unless you play a lot of travel ball.
Yeah, they might be used to it.
They play it in the morning, but tomorrow morning at 9:30, and we'll give them all we got and see if that's enough and get us to the second round.
I don't want to point out too much of just individual players because there are a lot of talented players on that volleyball roster, but Lily Boswell getting over 1,500 career assists, that's a story that we did on AeroVision, but a phenomenal player, a phenomenal leader, and somebody that is always setting her teammates up to score, and I think does that both on the floor and off the floor with the positivity she brings as well.
Yeah, and she got a college career awaiting her whenever high school volleyball is over. We hope that it's 3 days from now that her career ends, and that it ends playing in the state finals and hopefully hoisting a gold ball. And Lily has just been a great ambassador for volleyball, a great ambassador for Broken Arrow. One of the most unselfish people you'll meet. If you'll go into the event center every day, she's serving somehow, some way. Not actually serving the ball, but putting up nets, or putting out floors, or doing whatever Coach Bullen needs done. Yeah. And she does it with such a willing heart and such a smile. The great thing about Lily is if you watch her mom when Lily serves, Lily's mom hasn't seen her serve, and I don't know how long, because she always looks away.
She's at all the matches,
serves. Yeah,
though.
she's always present. She just won't watch her serve.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying she's superstitious, but she's kind of stitious.
Yeah, a little stitious.
Yeah, a little.
Well, speaking of superstitions, I told Coach Bullen today, I went down to his office, saw him in the hallway, and shook his hand, said, hey, man, I just want to wish you the best of luck. And he said, we don't need luck. We make our own luck. Yeah. And I said, that's the right way to go about it.
Yeah,
so.
He's driven, and he's been here quite a while. Yeah. It's a great chance for their, as you mentioned, a great chance for them to make a run. And I hope for our program, for Coach Bullen, somebody who deserves to have that gold ball. It's somebody who's put in tireless effort like he has, and been a great representation of what Broken Arrow is, and just to see the amount of work that he puts in and he devotes to those kids and builds that program from 7th grade on up. It's been really special to watch, and I hope for his sake, and our girls' sake too, but they get a chance to make a run, and there's 8 teams that get that chance. Yeah. And we hope to be one of the 4 standing after tomorrow.
Yeah, and you know how much he loves those girls. I mean, they're like a second family to him. Right. And those girls, when you talk to them, they'll even say the same thing. He's like another dad. It's like having a second one. So it's definitely a really close-knit group between the coach and the players, but then also between the players themselves. But a group that I'm really excited to see finish out their season is football. They're on a great run. They are 5-2 right now, and that's a record that for a lot of BA fans is probably a breath of fresh air. And tomorrow night, not Friday night, but tomorrow night, playing Union at home. Big home game, because anytime Union's in town, it's a big home game. I think it's a really fun time to be a Broken Arrow Tiger football fan. Coach Travis Hill has brought a lot of new life to the program, and the season's still going. There's still 3 more ball games to go before you hit the playoffs, and the Tigers have a lot to play for.
Yeah, an exciting time. And when Friday night goes well, it's a good year it sets the culture for the school year, for the community. And they put a product out there that the community can be proud of. They can wrap their arms around this group of kids and this group of coaches who have a lot of familiar faces, kids that have played for BA for quite some time, and some of those very senior-laden offensive line, a group of kids that have played together for a very long time, getting some opportunity to experience some success, which is really fun for them. And as you mentioned, that school's 7 miles from us. Going to make that 15-minute drive over here, and big rivalry, big opportunity to make a statement for both teams, not just for BA but for Union too. They're trying to redirect their season. Started off a little slow for them, but they've won a couple games in a row, an opportunity to continue that climb for them. So a lot of intriguing matchups there, a lot of kids that have known each other and played against each other and played with each other for many years, and an opportunity to just showcase that. And the funny thing is, a lot of people question moving the game from Friday to Thursday, and that's not something you can just do. Like, we couldn't make that decision tomorrow.
Right.
We had to make that decision early because of what the forecast is for Friday.
Definitely.
And you want to do absolutely whatever you can to make sure it's safe for kids, safe. And what I hate to do is start and stop, and have to wait out lightning and watch it lightning, and there's no telling whether or not they would have gotten to play on Friday night. So got a better chance tomorrow, and we're looking forward to that opportunity. Playing on Thursday night is so unique anyway. To play a Friday night football game on Thursday night and see how that works for our kids and our community.
It's actually kind of odd. When I had talked to Corey Sango earlier, and our sideline reporter Madison Dildine said she had talked to Gabe Manning, they were almost happy it was a Thursday night game, because they think it's one more day to recover and get prepared for the next game. But also, I think they're happy to see themselves have a Friday night off and be able to, be a kid on a Friday night and not have to, be putting on the pads. But I know that they're looking forward to this game, and it's a team that last year put up a lot of numbers on BA, and so especially for these seniors and juniors and the kids who have returned to this program, there's a little bit of a bitter taste in their mouths from this Union game from 2024.
Yeah, and that game really means nothing tomorrow. It's just an opportunity to play a football game, and you're playing against a team that's totally different from last year. And so you got to just make sure that you do your absolute best and bring your best to see if that's enough. And I think they've got a chance. If they bring their best, they've got their chance to win that ball game and continue their climb as what they've done, and the turnaround that they've had. Success, just great to see kids have success and enjoy playing football, enjoy what that looks like. And Thursday night's you look on TV, you see college teams playing on Thursday, or even NFL games. You don't see high school teams doing that.
There's college games on a Wednesday right now.
And so you get that opportunity to play on Thursday and see what kind of atmosphere you get. And a lot of people comment about just how neat the atmosphere is at BA, because it's so loud. When you got the band on one end, the student section on the other, and then the fans in between those, it becomes a loud atmosphere, and it should be a great night at Memorial Stadium tomorrow night.
The softball program, their season already come to a close. They were able to make the state tournament and lost in the first round to an Edmond Memorial team that was pretty talented. But this Broken Arrow team this year was really talented and had a great regular season, had a great run through regionals, were able to take care of business on their home turf because they hosted a regional for the 36th time or something like that, something that's another Coach King impressive number. But a crew that I think was really close to the mark of finding that state title this year. But what you can turn into a positive is that there's a lot of girls coming up the ladder that are really talented. There's a lot of girls that were juniors and sophomores and freshmen on this team that are really talented, and a real opportunity for them next year to go out and get it.
Yeah, and they got opportunities, as you mentioned. That all you want is, at this time of year, their time of year, which was last week, was an opportunity to play for it all.
Yeah.
And they had that opportunity. They were one of 8 teams that were in that state tournament, just like our volleyball team is this week. They took care of business on their home floor, just like our volleyball team did last week. So just an opportunity for them. They had that opportunity ahead of them. Edmond Memorial has a pitcher that's committed to OU, and a very talented player. And it's such a unique game, because if you don't hit, it's hard to score.
Yeah.
And obviously we got beat 6-0, didn't have an opportunity to score, just didn't square up any balls, and that pitcher was pretty good, give her credit. And then they got bounced in the second round, ended up losing to Choctaw, who Choctaw ended up runner-up. They got beat by Mustang in the finals. But a great run by Coach King and the girls. It's just kind of like breathing. That's what happens in BA softball, is that they have a run, and Coach Coach King and the girls had a great year.
Well, and we had talked about it on some of the softball broadcasts about them being tied for the number of state titles with wrestling. Coach King, Coach Hillman also has a big part in that. I mean, those guys have really created a program that you almost expect to be in those situations. And I think those expectations, those girls go out and try to meet those expectations every single year.
Yeah, and they wanted to cement their name as a state champion. That was a drive for them, obviously, and they fell short. But that doesn't mean it was an unsuccessful year. It was a year that growth happens, leadership opportunities happen, and then a whole bunch of development happened, and an opportunity for those girls to continue to develop as they go into slow pitch season in the spring, and then gear up for another year of Lady Tiger softball.
Well, before we get into slow pitch season, we got winter sports coming up, and we are looking forward to showcasing those programs here on Uncaged. So be on the lookout on our social media pages, as we'll be talking to the basketball teams, the wrestling teams, the swim teams, all coming up here pretty soon. So make sure you are plugged in with us. Dr. Smith, thank you for joining me here at Buffalo Wild Wings. We want to thank the cross country team as well. We want to thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time live here on Uncaged.